So for today's deep dive, we're looking at a single repair in one city, Hillsboro, Oregon. It's just one.
Yep, a windshield replacement.
But the prices,
Yeah.
it's all over the place. You could pay $200 or you could be looking at almost $800. And here's the kicker. To the naked eye, the product looks exactly the same.
It really is one of the most confusing bills you can get as a car owner. I mean, if you just pull quotes without knowing what you're looking for, that $600 gap feels, well, it feels totally arbitrary.
It feels like a scam, is what it feels like.
Yeah, like someone is just rolling dice in the back room.
Right. So our mission today is to dig into some data we got from Collision Auto Glass and Calibration to figure out why that gap even exists. We want to know what separates a cheap fix from a real wallet buster.
Is it just a massive markup, or is there actually different hardware involved? And spoiler, it is definitely the hardware. The days of a windshield just being a simple piece of glass they're pretty much over.
Okay, but let's start there. Let's start with that glass is glass scenario. Say I'm driving something basic. A 10-year-old Honda Civic, maybe an older Ford F-150 work truck.
Right, something super common.
Am I still going to get hit with that high-end bill?
Probably not. In the data we're looking at, this is what they call the baseline category. For a standard vehicle like that, you're looking at a range of $200 to $400.
Which feels manageable. So why is that bracket so much lower?
It's really two things, volume and simplicity. There are millions of those windshields out there, so they're cheap to manufacture. But the main thing is that they're passive. They just sit there and block the wind. That's it. You pop the old one out, you glue the new one in, and you're done. There's no smart technology involved at all.
Okay, so that's the floor. But then the data shows a pretty clear jump to the $400 to $600 range. And this is for brands like BMW or Audi.
Yep.
So is that just a luxury tax? Because of the badge on the hood?
Not entirely. I mean, you're not just paying for the logo. You're paying for what's called OEM, Quality Original Equipment Manufacturer. European car makers especially have very, very tight tolerances.
What does that mean in practice, though? I mean, glass is glass, isn't it?
Not at this level. A generic piece of aftermarket glass might not seal perfectly against the car's frame, or, and this is a big one, it might lack specific acoustic layers.
Acoustic layers.
Yeah.
In the glass.
Yeah, in a luxury car, the windshield is actually part of the soundproofing system. If you cheap out and put a lower quality paint in, suddenly you're hearing wind noise on the highway you never heard before. You've just ruined the car's ride quality.
Huh. Okay, so you're paying for silence and a perfect fit.
Mm-hmm.
But the research flags this third category where the price spikes the hardest. And it isn't about luxury branding.
No. This is the tech factor. This is where you hit that $600 to $800 range, and it catches a lot of people completely off guard because you can find this tech in a standard Subaru or Toyota now.
You're talking about ADAS, right?
Yeah.
Advanced driver assistance systems. So things like lane keep assist, automatic braking, adaptive cruise control. But I don't get it. Why does having a sensor in the bumper make the windshield more expensive?
Because the sensor isn't always in the bumper. The most critical camera is often mounted behind the windshield, right up by the rearview mirror.
So it's looking through the glass.
Exactly. And this is the crucial insight that explains the cost. The windshield is effectively a prescription lens for that camera.
A prescription lens, wow.
Think about it. If that new piece of glass has even a microscopic distortion, something your eye would never ever notice, the camera's depth perception is suddenly off, it might think a car ahead is 50 feet away when it's actually 30.
That's terrifying.
It is, which is why you can't just install the glass and drive away anymore. You have to pay for calibration. They have to hook up a computer and physically adjust the cameras to make sure they see through that new piece of glass perfectly.
And that's the labor cost.
That's the labor cost that drives the price up. It's not just a window replacement anymore. It's a full system recalibration.
It really changes how you look at a crack in your windshield. It's not just a cosmetic blemish anymore. It's an obstruction to the car's brain.
That's the best way to think about it. And the data we have from Collision Auto Glass and Calibration, they note that other things matter, like your specific zip code in Hillsboro. But nothing swings the price like calibration does.
They also mentioned the choice between OEM and aftermarket glass too, right?
Yes, and that circles right back to the tech. Some of these safety systems are so sensitive they essentially refuse to calibrate correctly unless you use the official OEM glass, which, keeps that price high.
So if you're in the Hillsboro area staring at a spider web on your windshield, you can call them at 503-656-3500 or go to collisionautoglass.com. But the big takeaway here seems to be Don't just ask how much for a windshield.
Exactly. You need to ask about calibration. If you know your car has those safety features, the little beeps and the lane nudges, you should just expect the higher end of the quote. That way you won't be shocked.
So the trade-off for having a car that helps drive itself is that it costs more to keep its eyes on the road.
It is. We're sort of moving away from simple hardware repairs into what is basically software and systems maintenance. The glass is just the entry point.
Something to chew on the next time a rock flies off a dump truck.
Yeah.
You're not just fixing a window anymore, you're recalibrating your co-pilot.